All right, so here we are. We're doing a run through, walkthrough, playthrough, whatever you want to call it, of my own Fire Red ROM hack that I made. Uh, Pretty much. Let me just explain a couple things about it before we continue and everything. Pretty much, there are Pokemon from Gen 1 to Gen 8. Trainers are stronger, gym leaders are stronger. They have trainers have Pokemon changed up a bit. There's a couple extra trainers that you could fight post end game. So like after you beat the Elite Four for the first time, there's a couple new trainers you can fight. There is a couple legendaries you could catch that you couldn't get originally in Fire Red, like just normally playing without trading and all that stuff. And so yeah, let's just begin our playthrough. I was going to do a Nuzlocke on this, but I feel like doing a Nuzlocke might be a little too hard for this. But that's how difficult I think. Well, that's how challenging I think this would be if I did a Nuzlocke right away. Like you wouldn't be able to see everything, you know. So we're just gonna do a normal playthrough, and then my next playthrough that I'm actually gonna end up doing will be a Nuzlocke, and it won't be a ROM hack or anything. It's just gonna be a normal game. We'll do a Nuzlocke there, and we'll start off slow. Maybe I'll come back to this and do another Nuzlocke on it. But for now, we're gonna do a normal playthrough. Basically, I'm gonna talk about the trainers and everything. Like I'll tell you like what they have and everything. So basically, this entire playthrough is a partial guide to everything. So how certain Pokemon can evolve, like everyone can evolve. There's no you don't need to trade to evolve. So like let's say Kadabra, you need to trade Kadabra to get into Alakazam. You don't need to do that anymore. Some now level up at night, some level up at day. When it comes to that, if I do end up catching a Pokemon that requires a level up at day and night, which I don't know every one, but the ones that I did change, there are a couple that do need to level up through day and night in order to evolve. All I gotta do is just change the time on my computer and we're good. Because before it was an issue where the RTC time, RTC wasn't working, but I fixed it before we even did all this. So, without further ado, let's continue with the playthrough. And I won't really be super speeding through too much. All I'm going to be doing is just I'll super speed through training, but for the most part, when I'm training my Pokemon, a lot of that would just be like cut out from the video. It's primarily going to be like trainer battles you'll see, and then like whatever I'm talking about while we're just going on adventuring and stuff. But like if I decide to just do a little bit of XP grind, a lot of that will be just cut out from the video because all of that's going to be useless. Okay, so hello there, glad to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People affectionately refer to me as the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for battle. As for myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. Okay, so basically, a lot of the story is pretty much the same story as Fire Red. That I have not really changed. It's just Fire Red, but harder. Basically. And I don't know if I had said the name in the beginning of this, but basically I'm calling it Pokémon Mania, but you could just say Pokemon Fire Red Mania, but it's fine. But first, tell me a little bit about yourself. Now tell me, are you a boy or are you a girl? We will pick boy. Let's begin with your name. What is it? Okay, so I know my previous, like the normal base game Fire Red walkthrough that I did, playthrough that I did on Twitch, I called myself like by my name and stuff, but for this, we'll call ourselves by our like IGN, which is VazQ. So we'll just call ourselves VazQ. And also, there is one minor thing that I need to add because I did not have it. Okay, so I do need to add something right here. Let's see. So that's that. This will be left. Okay, so it did change. Okay, it's good now. All right. So I was just making sure that our L and R button was working. All right, so your name is VazQ. Yes. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you both were babies. What was his name now? Okay, we're just call him Gary. It doesn't really matter. Or was it Gary? That's right, I remember now. His name is Gary. Technically, it's not Gary. It's like blue or green. Depending on like what version you want to call him. Because I know the girl is usually called blue or green as well. I think the rival is green. Our character is red, and I think the girl is blue. And then there's one trainer that you basically play as, I believe, in Pokemon Yellow, and they're called Yellow. VazQ, your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go. Okay, first things first. We'll do this. I do know there was a slight issue sometimes when I was fighting some trainers deeper into the game, because I did do a play, like a beta play, basically. I was like testing it out, and there wasn't a small issue where some trainers randomly the battle just ended. I hope that that's fixed now. I looked at that specific trainer, and I looked at their like the code and everything, and everything seemed to be fine, but I don't know why they were skipping to begin with. This is my first time making, or at least editing, for a ROM hack, so basically I went through this multiple times, but there could be a small mistake that we catch on, and that's perfectly fine, because as the creator of this ROM hack, I could always fix it. So yeah, we also have Mega Rings. For the most part, you can Mega Evolve your Pokemon if they can Mega. But we do have Gigantamax, but you fight against Gigantamax. You're not able to Gigantamax your Pokemon, sadly. Honestly, I probably could have done a little bit more info to know how to Gigantamax Pokemon. Like, it's not that I couldn't, it's more like, let's say for Pikachu to Gigantamax, it was like an item where you feed him something or something like that. I don't know how that works out in the normal games, because I have not played the normal games, which is something that we are going to do. Since I did do a normal playthrough of Fire Red, we are going to move on. And even though I am going to play like Emerald as well, but I'm going to be doing a Nuzlocke for that. But that's still going to count towards playing through basically the next region and all that stuff. Like I want to play through Heart Gold again. I want to play through Diamond and Pearl, Platinum. It'll probably just be Platinum, just because Platinum's like is like the Emerald version of Diamond and Pearl with a little bit extra stuff. And like I'll play through Black and White, X and Y, Black and White 2, everything that's after X and Y 2, like I think like Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, something like whatever that is. I'm gonna do that. Play through all those. Everything after X and Y, I have not played through. I played a little bit of Sword and Shield, just a little bit, but just it's not enough for me to like know what's going on. So whatever game that has Gigantamax, which I have no idea, we're gonna end up playing through that eventually, but we'll slowly make our way towards there. That's usually those playthroughs are more for my stream. This one I will stream as well, but this is primarily just for like recording for YouTube, basically. So for the most part, only YouTube would be seeing anything from this. But sometimes I will like, I don't know, where I'll just be like, all right, we're gonna stream, but we'll also upload then the VOD afterwards, right? So yeah, let's just get our normal potion though. There's like a lot of stuff that I could explain. So like this video is, I'm literally just gonna play for however long I feel like playing, and then when I edit, I'll probably just cut this up to like 2 parts or something like that, right? Or multiple parts. It doesn't really matter. But we're gonna like play through this along. Like if I could be playing this for like 4 hours, and then I just split it up to like different like videos, basically. Okay, so one thing that I'm gonna explain before we continue, there are multiple grass patches around like different locations around the map. Not every town has one, but I think the first couple towns that we run into does have grass. What's in these grass basically are some normal Pokemon as well, but primarily this grass, they're starters. So from Gen 1, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander, they are in these grass, and a special Pikachu and Eevee is also in this grass. The like special Pikachu and stuff, it's like it's the Pikachu with Ash's hat on. That's like the special Pikachu. We're not gonna go into this grass obviously, since we're just gonna end up blacking out and we're just gonna lose like money and everything. But let's just continue. Like a lot of this is gonna be like pretty much normal story stuff, but there are some changes that I made, and hopefully we'll be able to like point them out and see everything. There are some hidden items everywhere, like around the map. There are hidden items, like usually the normal hidden items, but I don't know where they are exactly, even in normal games. So it's a good thing that I do have like I have a visual of the entire map. So once we get to specific routes, specific towns and stuff, if there are hidden items somewhere, I'll know, and then I'll grab them. Even if it's items that I changed, I don't know. I don't remember where I placed them, basically. But Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting. Gary, let me think. Oh, that's right. I told you to come. Just wait. Here, VazQ. There are 3 Pokemon here. Haha. The Pokemon are held inside these Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer, but now in my old age, I have only these 3 left. You can have one. Go on, choose. Hey Gramps, no fair. What about me? Be patient, Gary. You can have one too. Okay, so basically, like, not a lot of the dialogue pretty much changed. It's like all default dialogue stuff. But here's like a huge game changer right now. Because up ahead it is gonna get a little bit difficult, right? Even before we go to the gym leader, and even during the gym leader, which will Brock, and then like afterwards. So picking a starter is very crucial. Picking the right starter is very crucial. Usually Bulbasaur can help you sweep both Brock and Misty, and you know it can resist electric typing. It can resist Erica, and like by then you should already have Pokemon to handle them anyways. But Um, Bulbasaur is good, and also Bulbasaur is good Pokemon for uh, what is it called? Pretty much, Bulbasaur is a good Pokemon for helping you catch other Pokemon. Like you can whittle them down with Leech Seed, Sleep Powder, and basically give you a better chance at catching Pokemon. Because let me tell you, some Pokemon, in terms of catching them and stuff, it's pretty hard. You're gonna have to buy a lot of Pokeballs. So when it's time to catch legendaries, you better have a lot of like Ultra Balls and stuff. I didn't really mess with the catch rates, but for some reason, for me specifically, whenever I played through this, and I even had my brother play through this, when he was trying to catch some Pokemon, when I tried to catch some Pokemon, some of them were a little harder to catch. And especially the starters for me. Every time, like, if I didn't buy extra Pokeballs, I would never be able to catch another starter. Um, they end up basically just using up all of the 5 Pokeballs that you end up getting, which is why I say, if anyone out there does want to play this, and they do want to, like, do a Nuzlocke, you better be prepared to just buy a whole bunch of Pokeballs. There's also one other, something else that I do want to mention, but if we end up seeing them, or even end up catching they're a very good Pokemon, not for battling, but for something else, and I will explain once we see them. I believe, well, there probably is a couple Pokemon that have the same ability, but with this one specifically, you can catch them pretty early on, and it'll be very good. But either ways, though, I think in terms of like helping you out in at least in the first 2 gyms, right? Because I think by the 3rd gym, you have Pokemon to combat him, Lieutenant Surge. But for Brock and Misty, honestly, I feel like Squirtle is probably the best choice because some of the Pokemon that he has. And then Charmander is good. Charmander is fairly good before Brock, and when I mean that, I mean Verdant Forest. You're gonna see Verdant Forest. It's quite difficult. It's a very early challenge for the beginning of this run, and even in the normal games, Charmander's not the greatest for this, for the first 2 gyms, because, you know, type disadvantage. Against Brock, he does have Meta Claw against, like, let's say Brock, whatever rock Pokemon Brock has, but even then, he's not the greatest. I do love Charmander. Out of the 3, Charmander's my favorite, but in terms of like helping you out through the run, it's probably best to pick Squirtle, honestly. If you want help catching Pokemon, then you can get around, and hopefully you can try to get a different starter, because you can catch other starters. But if you're doing a Nuzlocke, you better get lucky. But in terms of catching Pokemon, Bulbasaur is the best. In terms of helping you throughout the game, Squirtle is probably the best one of the 3 right now. And then Charmander, you know, I don't think Charmander is really useful throughout this game. Maybe in the later gyms, like against Erica or something like that. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Charizard is cool. He's really cool, and especially since you can Mega Evolve, you have the options of Mega Evolving Charizard to either the X version or the Y version. Like, he's very cool. Don't get me wrong. But in terms of like helping you out, I think Squirtle probably brings the most value. I was gonna maybe just pick Charmander, because honestly, I don't even know myself what I want as my team. I don't really know who I want to bring. But I do know in my normal run, I did pick Charmander. I feel like it's going to be a little bit too repetitive if I pick Charmander again as my starter. Yes, I did end up using all 3 starters in my normal run, just because like I spawned them in and my goal was basically just to complete the Kanto Pokedex. However, just to like basically help you out and everything, uh, I think I'm gonna bring Squirtle. Uh, Charmander is only good for one thing, but there are other Pokemon you can catch that can help you out in the same area. But we're gonna pick Squirtle, and we're not gonna name him. We're not gonna name our Pokemon though. Not for this run. We're just gonna keep it out of how it is. And then we get Bulbasaur. And let me tell you, um, Gary's Bulbasaur, or at least your rival's, if you pick Squirtle and you go against your rival for the second battle they could do in Viridian City, let me tell you, his Pokemon is harder. Like, Bulbasaur is hard to go against because of Leech Seed, and he will have it and he will use it. A lot of the AI, they are programmed, coded to basically try and kill you. Basically, um, some of the AI can be dumb and just like spam growl or tail whip and then not even attack you, and they die beforehand. But if they are smart, they will like try to whittle you down and kill you. And if they are able to kill you for specific move, they are going to do that. So if you're gonna play Nuzlocke on this, and you know that, let's say they'll use like Earthquake because Earthquake can kill you, switch out to a Pokemon that can handle it. But we're not gonna worry about that right now. When it comes to that, we will try. But for the most part, what I've seen so far, a lot of the AIs, even though they're programmed to try and kill you, they still do some stupid stuff, like use like growl, tail whip, other stuff that like lowers your stats before attacking you, so you could easily kill them before they get to hit you. And it does work, like lowering their attack and defense and all that if they can't do anything to you. But I think it's a lot better if you yourself as a trainer is doing that. I think it brings a lot more value than for the AI to be using like growl, tackle, or growl, tail whip, or whatever. I think I've been saying tackle this whole time, but it doesn't matter. Let's fight our rival though. Wait, VazQ, let's check out our Pokemon. Come on, I'll take you on. Yeah, it's a lot of yapping for me for these videos, especially the first video that I'm gonna be recording, but perfectly fine. This whole thing is basically like kind of like a guide, and it's also me like uh talking and explaining stuff about this ROM hack that I made. We will skip all of that and then we'll just fight. We'll like skip the dialogue from Oak. We don't need to listen to him. We all know how to battle. So like here, he's not using tail whip or anything or growl. I don't remember what Bulbasaur has here, but we should be able to still kill him because we are faster. Okay, so pretty much just like what growl, tackle is usually the base move for Bulbasaur and Charmander. I think Charmander has Leer, I think, honestly. I don't remember now, but that's like nothing's really changed in terms of this first battle. I'm not gonna make it so difficult where you just lose. So pretty much it's just normal. Okay, so before we check anything, I do want to actually check out my Pokemon. So Squirtle's a docile nature. We could check right now. That's it's actually crazy because the thing that I'm looking at, docile nature is not even a thing. So now I have to go back and look up what the natures do because I don't know why I did that. Okay, so docile nature increases defense and decreases defense. So I feel like that's neutral then, because I mean my highest stat is defense. So honestly, I think nothing's really changed for Bulbasaur then, because since he's docile, defense is the only thing that gets changed. I don't get why that's a thing. Like, just say it's neutral then. Like, it doesn't, nothing happens, pretty much. I don't know why it's like that. Like, there are some so like serious nature. You get it's plus speed but minus speed, so nothing's really changed then, right? Like, I don't get it. Okay, and also I for the most part, in terms of leveling up her Pokemon and stuff, Squirtle, like usually the Pokemons that are like leveling up and like when you level up, they love their move set, even though it has Gen 1 to Gen 8, they're in terms of like level up, their move set is the Generation 7 move set for some reason. Obviously, Pokemon that are from Gen 8 won't have a Gen 7 moveset, but it's like whatever that's from Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is all basically the same, I'm pretty sure. Actually, let's go Pikachu and Eevee. He learns Bubble at 9. But I do know at level 7 he does learn Water Gun. So it's pretty much the Sun and Moon moveset for every Pokemon that's not from Gen 8. Um so yeah, that's actually yeah, so then he learns Bite at level 16. And then so he doesn't learn Bubble Beam. I do know that I think Bubble Beam is stronger than Bubble, right? Uh Bubble is the same damage as Water Gun. I know if we go to War Turtle, we go to Gen 7, he does not learn Bubble Gun either. For some reason, I don't know why he doesn't learn Bubble Beam. I said Bubble Gun, bro. I'm like, I don't know. It should be like the Sword and Shield moveset, but for some reason it's not. It's whatever the moveset is in Gen 7, but I don't even think Squirtle learns Bubble Beam then. From the looks of it, he doesn't even learn it. Okay. So we don't need to look at that anymore. We were just looking at his ability, his nature and its docile. So it pretty much doesn't do anything. Then I could be completely wrong, but from what I just looked at, docile nature pretty much just does plus defense and then minus defense. Like it's literally just normal defense. So honestly, like nothing's like changed. Um, so we'll just super speed through this, and as you guys can see, you can get Charmander. It's literally what I said before. You can get Charmander, you can get Bulbasaur, you can get Squirtle, Pikachu with the Ash hat, and then uh Eevee. I'm just doing this real quick just so that we could like level up a little bit. I Squirtle, at least as soon as he learns Water Gun, he should be completely fine right now. There is actually a trainer battle up ahead that I will talk about as soon as like we get there. Um, like, yeah, a lot of the dialogue we might just end up skipping. I'm not gonna read every single dialogue. Maybe more so stuff that you're like forced to like actually like listen to. So we're in Route 1. Pretty much. Okay, well, the thing I was using to show the map just crashed on me. Um, I don't know why. Let me just close out of it real quick. It doesn't even say that it's not running. I don't know why it does that, honestly. Let's just open it back up though. That's is where I'm seeing all everything, like anything extra that I don't remember. Okay, so let's go to out town on here, and then we go, and it like crashes again. I don't know why it crashes every time I go to Pat Town. Okay, we're not gonna worry about that right now. If it loads, it loads. If it doesn't, I don't know. Okay, so this guy still gives you regular potions. So by now you have the Mega Ring and you also have the potions. There's no other items you can get. For the most part in Route 1, you can catch Pidgey and Rattata, but there are also some extra Pokemon that you can find. Okay. Which, okay, I was about to say, I'm surprised that we haven't run into anything. I'm still checking, still checking this out, and I don't know why this app completely crashes. I'm looking at the map through Hexmaniac Advance, and it just doesn't. It's like it crashes when I go to certain routes. Sometimes I don't know why. Let me just close it one more time. And I'm gonna open it up once more. If it crashes again, then I don't know. Maybe like I'll just do a skim through after I'm done recording, and if I end up missing stuff, I'll just like go through it in terms of like items at least. But there's no like items really that you can get right now. Don't know why this is like this though. It really does like piss me off a little bit when it does do that. Let's just go to Radiant City. Okay, so in Route 1, there's really nothing except for the trainer, who we'll talk about as soon as we get to him. But one thing I do want to talk about is Patrat. I don't know if honestly, I don't even know if it's Patrat or I just say Patrat, honestly. It doesn't really matter though, whatever it is. Patrat has I just immediately go to Patrat instead of Patrat. Whatever the case, he has the ability to pick up. And from what I've seen in this ROM hack, the pickup ability, not only does he get items, but the rest of your party members also end up finding items too. I don't know if that's a glitch, but honestly, I don't mind that because it's not broken. Yes, I could get some Ultra Balls. I've actually managed to get an Ultra Ball when I did a play test on this, but I don't think any of the items that he really gets you is not really broken. So, and it's honestly just all useful stuff that you can use. So like, it doesn't hurt to get more Pokeballs, a couple more healings and stuff. It's not like we're getting Master Balls and we're getting like a whole bunch of rare candies and stuff. But Patrat is a good Pokemon to catch if you just want to run the pickup ability, and everyone on the team ends up picking up items. So, also, I didn't even realize the animation for Water Gun was like a whole bunch of like water balls being thrown at him. Okay. We don't have to heal up or anything. So, yeah, here's our first trainer. This is Hiker Anthony, and he has a level 4 Cubone. The Cubone does have an Oran Berry, but it only knows Mudslap and Growl. So yeah, the only problem with this Pokemon is Mudslap does lower your accuracy. So if you don't kill it right away, you might have a little bit of an issue. So previously, I did make him have 2 Pokemon, but it was way too difficult. Or as a first battle, the way like the battle was going. I think it was like a Cubone and a Lillipup. But like the way the battle was going on, they just kept lowering your accuracy so much, and since you have no other Pokemon, and they would switch out. So if you use, let's say if you use Bulbasaur and Leech Seed, they switch out, and then they just lower your accuracy. But you know, I decided to change that up and just have you just fight against one Pokemon. Hey, let me teach you a thing or two about Pokemon. So yeah, here's Hiker Anthony. And like I said, he has a level 4 Cubone. So either he lowers your attack with Growl or uses Musclap to try to lower your accuracy. For the most part, neither one is good. Well, Growl doesn't matter because I'm using a special attack, but Mudslap's the only problem because if you don't kill him right away, he can lower your accuracy. But we do outspeed him. And we do kill in one shot. That's why I said I was just going to level up my Squirtle just to 7, just to get Water Gun. Because honestly, I don't think I need to level him up like anymore after that. And then we go to level 8 as well from the Cubone. The only thing is now, once we get Pokeballs, I need to make sure that I don't kill the Pokemon. And I'm able to get them low enough. So I don't want to level up Squirtle too much before being able to catch other Pokemon. So let me just head into I said Viridian City, but let me just head into Pokemon Center and heal. There are also some different stuff, like in terms of like getting gift Pokemon. So like the Eevee is different. Let's say there are some random Pokemart people around the map. Usually in stuff like, let's say like another Pokemart. Usually it's not like there's just a random Pokemart in the grass and then he gives you stuff or whatever, or you can buy stuff. But there are items that you can buy that primarily it's more for evolution based. So like if you want to, there are some that can help you evolve other Pokemon. So like some Pokemon that require evolution stones or whatever. There is a Pokemart guy somewhere on the map that sells it to you. And once we see the first Pokemart guy, you'll see like what it is. But for the most part, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money on it. I don't think that those type of items need to have like, you need to spend like $20,000 on it. It's just basically like, it's just stuff that can help you out in the game as well. And stuff that like is useful for your Pokemon. So like, let's say if you need a Water Stone to evolve your Pokemon and you can't get it anywhere, you can buy a Water Stone. Or you can get a Water Stone now. I mean, you were always able to get a Water Stone in this game, but pretty much that was just an example, you know. Like let's say there's an Ice Stone now. That's a new item that wasn't in Fire Red before. Now you can get an Ice Stone if a Pokemon requires an Ice Stone to evolve. Oh, VazQ. How is my old Pokemon? Well, it seems to be growing more attached to you. You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. What's that? You have something for me? Okay, give me 1 second. I have to respond to a text. Okay. It was basically just stuff for work and stuff. Ah, it's the custom Pokeball. I had it on order. Thank you. Gramps. I almost forgot. What did you call me for? Alright, just having a sip of water. Okay, we already read that. Alright, I have a request for you two. On the desk there is my invention, the Pokédex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. VazQ and Gary, take these with you. See that? Can't get detailed data on Pokemon by just seeing them. You must catch them to obtain complete data. So, here are some tools for catching wild Pokemon. Received Pokeballs, and we are not going to use them yet until we go back to Viridian City and buy some more balls. When a wild Pokemon appears, it's fair game. Just throw a Pokeball at it and try to catch it. This won't always work, however. A healthy Pokemon can escape. You have to be lucky. To make a complete guide on all the Pokemon in the world. That was my dream. But I'm too old. I can't get the job done. So I want you two to fulfill my dream for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history. Alright, Gramps, leave it all to me. VazQ, I hate to say it, but you won't be necessary for this. I know. I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, VazQ. Ha ha ha. Don't bother coming around to my place after this. It's funny because he says that, but the sister still gives you a town map. So that's why he's saying it, because he knows for a fact that the sister will still give it to me. But we are going to grab the town map though. I think that's a very useful item. Especially it's for me, it's useful for if I ever to do a Nuzlocke. What I decided when I was doing a Nuzlocke as like a playtest, I would have the map selected for like the register. Like I would have it registered so that when I press select and stuff, I'm able to see the map and then see if we're like in a new route or something, or if we haven't been to a route before. But we don't. It's not really useful now, just because we're not doing a, we're not doing a Nuzlocke right now. So we're not gonna worry about the grass down there or the grass here. We're not gonna fight anything. We're just gonna run away from everything, because we are gonna go catch, buy some more Pokeballs. So we'll just speed through this, and we're gonna try and see if we're able to catch Pokemon. In terms of the starters, I do want to make it so that I have another Pokemon to weaken them, because I feel like Squirtle is going to be too strong. Because, like the starters down there at Pallet Town, they're like level 3, level 2. I don't want to one-shot them. But at the same time, there's not a Nuzlocke, so I do have many chances if I do want to catch them. But I don't want to just have a full team of starters, though. Maybe there's like two more starters that I do want to bring onto the team, but just for the sake of this video and everything, or not this video, but this like playthrough, I do want to use different Pokemon. Like if I have to switch out a Pokemon and level them up to help me out in the gym or for a fight or something, I would do it. So I will try and catch as many Pokemon as I can, but it's gonna be a little bit difficult leveling them up. Obviously, if I do the normal way to grind XP, that's probably not gonna be shown on video of me just speed running through wild battles. But at the same time, as soon as we're able to get the EXP share, that will be huge. And we get the EXP share normally the same way. The only thing now, since I'll mention it again by the time we run into it. Is basically there is no more Professor Oak aids. Wherever, like the guy that gives you the EXP share or the Everstone or the Amulet coin and all that stuff, the item is just going to be there on the ground and you can pick it up. I did not, because it's going to be quite difficult to increase your Pokedex when there are Pokemon that are not from this region. Yeah, so also you get a Premier Ball when you get 10 Pokeballs. That's like something that's changed when when you are, I think like by like Sapphire, Ruby, and stuff, you're able to get Premier Balls. I don't think Potion. I am gonna get an Antidote. I'll just get one since we can't get any more stuff after that, and then we can't really sell anything because we haven't found anything. So, I'm gonna see what we can get over here in Route 1. So, basically, in Route 1, there's like Pidgey, Rattata, Sentret, Zigzagoon, Poochyena, Bidoof, Patrat, Lillipup, Perlion, Sparrow, Hoot, and Starly. They do not all have the same rates, encounter rates, but they are there. You know, you could use them. I do want to get a flying Pokemon, so I could end up getting a Pidgey, a Starly, a Spearow from here. You can get a Pidove in a different route, which I might just do that instead. But we'll say like the first three encounters, what it is. It's probably gonna be like a Pidgey because Pidgey is like has a higher encounter rate here. Okay, well, for some reason we've ran into all Pokemon that have a lower chance to encounter. That's actually funny. But we're not gonna go there. And there's not really any flying Pokemon in Pallet Town, so we wouldn't really need that. I don't really want to use. I could use Bulbasaur to lower down Pokemon with Leech Seed, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't really want anyone down there in Pallet Town, honestly. Like Charmander would have been nice to have, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to get him. So basically, in Viridian City, like I said, here you can catch Pidgey, Pidove, Patrat, Zigzagoon like normal. But now there is a it's a smaller chance of an encounter, but here's where you get the Johto starters. So Chikorita, Totodile, and Cyndaquil. In terms of for like Mega Evolution, I think we could go for Pidgey, honestly, to try to get Mega Pidgey out. But I don't know. I think let me see. We're gonna look over here. We're on our other monitor. We're looking at like the move sets for certain Pokemon, natures, and then obviously the map and everything. Like I said, this is gonna be like a guide, but at the same time, it's a playthrough. So I'm trying to like figure out what kind of team I want. I don't know what I want. Um, there is one Pokemon that I have been catching every time in the beta test, but I don't think I want to use them here. Only because I have been using him a lot already, and it is a Riolu. You are able to get a Riolu, but in Route 22 to the left of Viridian, where you fight your rival. But there are other Pokemon you can catch there, and I'll talk about that when we're on each route. So basically, let me actually look at Pidgey's moveset by the time like Gen 7 is pretty much what it is what we look at. Um, so yeah, Gust level 9, Quick Attack. He does learn Twister, but Twister's not really of a strong move. Wing Attack level 33, but this is just Pidgey though. So by the time he evolves, he'll only be able to learn depending on what level we get, but you know, Sand Attack, Gust, Quick Attack, and Whirlwind. If we go to let's say Pidgeotto learns pretty much the same stuff. So it's Twister, but at a later level at 22. But I don't think Twister is that good of a move. I guess it's fine that we have a dragon move at least, but Twister has very low power. Um, Feather Dance, Agility, and then Wing Attack at level 37. But I think Pidgeot still learns that. I believe so. Wing attack at level 38. So honestly, I don't think Pidgeot might not be the move just because he doesn't really learn a lot of moves. Like he does learn Air Slash and Hurricane, but that's like much later into the game or when you level him up, like in the 60s. Let's look at Pidove. I actually want to see what would be the better flying type to get. So obviously Pidove actually evolves at level 21, so we wouldn't be able to get him right away. So in terms of learning moves, before it was like what 22 I said or 21, he will already learn Air Cutter, and he should already have Gust by the time we catch him. So he learns Roost, Detect, Air Slash, Sod, Sky Attack. Look at Tranquil and Unpheasant. So Tranquil, since he evolves to level 21 to Tranquil. So after 21 is Detect, Taunt, and then he evolves again at level 32. So at level 32, he'll learn Air Slash, and then Unpheasant will learn Air Slash at level 33 if you don't teach it to him. But then, there's Raise the Wind, which is 80 attack power, and then Feather Dance Swagger. Honestly, he doesn't even really learn that much either. A lot of these flying Pokemon don't really learn a lot. But it's not like I'm going to keep them as my main team. Like I said, I am going to go back and forth between different Pokemon. I'll swap Pokemon out and I'll bring whatever Pokemon I think is going to be useful for like a fight. So that's primarily what I'm going to do. But I think who actually has more speed? Fido base speed. His base stats is 43. And what is Pidgey? Pidgey's is 56. So I think Pidgey's actually faster than Pidove. And he evolves quicker too, except for the final evolution. And there also is Mega Evolution for Pidgeot. So honestly, if we run into a Pidgey, I might just go for the Pidgey. So let's see. Okay, well we got Pidove. I mean, if he lives this tackle, we'll catch him. Okay, he lived. We'll just use another tackle. We kill him if it crits. Okay. Alright, let's go use a Pokeball. I was gonna say we could just use Pidgey, but Pidove is also good. But it was just in terms of speed. Let me see Pidove's. So for Pidgey's base stat for attack is 45. Let me look at Pidove again. And we'll also look at his nature. But Pidove's has a higher attack than Pidgey. So that's fine. And I think, but the thing is, Gust is special, and Air Cutter is also special. So Pidove's special attack is 36, and Pidgey's special attack is 35. So Pidove is a little bit stronger. So let's just go. Right then we'll just look at his nature. And we do get XP from catching Pokemon. We're not gonna name him. Let's go back here and heal. This is stuff that we're gonna like heal or speed up on. So I didn't look at it. Super luck. Critical hit lands more often. Okay, his stats look terrible. He is level 3, but he only knows Gust. That's actually funny because he learns Growl, I believe, at level 4. And then Lear at level 8. So he really doesn't know any other moves, attacking moves, until level 11. But the reason why I am using him is for the forest, which are bug Pokemon. You know, flying is super effective against bug. Um, Let me just look back at Pidove. Let me look at his abilities. So he could have had either Big Pecs or Rivalry, which is this hidden ability. Big Pecs is prevents the ability bearer's defense stats from being lowered. So, that's whatever. Rivalry deals more damage to a Pokemon of the same gender. So he would do more damage against male Pokemon. But Super Luck, we're just gonna keep Super Luck just because um all Tranquil and Unfuzzin does have Super Luck as an ability, so it's never gonna change. So okay. Um Base friendship. Growth rate is medium slow. Okay, so his nature. Naive. Naive nature increases speed and lowers special defense, which is why his defense is the lowest, but his speed is not that much higher. So, but supposedly Pito would be a little bit faster than usual because of his nature, but you don't want to rely too much on his on like the speed and stuff. So we'll save again. We're gonna be doing a lot of saving, and then we're just gonna level up over here. If we're able to. We are faster than Puchiana. I haven't seen Puchiana really use Intimidate, so like I haven't run into any Puchianas with Intimidate for some reason. Like I know they have the ability, but I don't know what other abilities that they end up having. For the most part, oh, I keep attacking with, so he's probably gonna end up dying eventually. Did he learn any moves? Okay, he did learn Growl. Okay. Over to here. Water gun. For the most part, after this, then, we are just gonna like cut out a lot of this, like training and stuff. Like as soon as like Pidove is like able to fight a Pokemon, pretty much, so we're pretty much able to. I'll just wait until we'll just go to level 7. Because it doesn't look like he is one-shotting these guys yet, so that's pretty good. Let's see now. So we have Squirtle. We have Pidove. Pidove can help us out in the Viridian Forest. Squirtle can help us out against Brock for a lot of his Pokemon as well. Brock does have more than 2 Pokemon this time. Some of the gym trainers, gym leaders have their Pokemon that are like Pokemon that they have from the anime. So Brock doesn't have his traditional like Geodude Onyx. We'll talk more about his team after once we get to him. But he has more than 2 Pokemon. Let's just say that. And just think of whatever Pokemon he usually like Pokemon that he's had in the anime. We will see some of them. That's for sure. Let's get that potion, and then let's save right here because my game has crashed a couple times before during playtesting when we talked to this guy. That was a Pokemon noise when we ran into him. But okay, usually it would have crashed right there once he got into the bag. So we're good with that. One thing we are gonna do though is before we fight our rival, I'm gonna show some of the encounters in Route 22. So in Route 22, you can get Rattata, Mankey, Dedenne, Sandshrew, Pikachu, Riolu, and Spearow. Um, so from there, I was gonna say maybe I could get like a Mankey or something. Um, I could get either a Riolu or a Mankey. They would be huge against Brock, but I think we got it covered now in terms of like what Pokemon we want to use for that. In terms of the third gym, I don't know what other grass Pokemon we could get. We could get one of the starters, either Chikorita, Bulbasaur, but we're not gonna do that. We could potentially catch a Pikachu. If we want to catch a Pikachu, I could just go to Pallet Town and use the Pikachu with the Ash Hat. I think that would be nice to like have. So that's what we're gonna do actually. We'll just speed up through here. Both of our Pokemon are weak to the Pikachu, but we are like high enough level where I don't think would die. But let's. Oh, he's literally the first Pokemon that we run into. Okay. Since it's not super effective, I don't think Gus will kill him. And he's not that high of a level. Okay, yeah. We'll. Oh, he's paralyzed. Okay. He's also taking damage. Tackle. All right. You better be caught. Okay, we died. Use next Pokemon. Okay. We're, we're dying to level 3. Okay. Catch. Okay, there we go. All right. Give a name to Pikachu. Yo. That could have. That would have been funny if we just ended up dying. Yeah, the one Pokemon we do want to try and catch, and it's a Pokemon that's super effective against both our Pokemon that we've already caught. So I think for now we have Pokemon that can help us out for the first 2 gyms. I potentially I could get a Pokemon in Viridian Forest, but we will see. There is Route 2 above Viridian City that we could try and catch. I will think about it as soon as I go over the encounters. Oh, Pikachu has an item. There's a light ball. Okay. I will give him back the light ball. Honestly, that is rare. Not every Pikachu that you caught down there would have the light ball. Let's look at his moves real quick. I didn't look at his. I did look at his nature, but he has higher speed. He's not faster than my Pokemon. My fastest Pokemon is actually Pidove, and he's a lower level than Squirtle. But he's a. Okay, so he has static, and he's naughty nature. So naughty nature is plus attack minus special defense. That would be good if he had Volt Tackle. But I don't even know if he could learn Volt Tackle though. I feel like Volt Tackle's an egg move, isn't it? What is this? Oh, that's actually cute. I was looking at this his partner Pikachu and he has like a little bow tie and everything. Um let's see. So he learns Volt Tackle at level 99, but that's Legends EA. Let's see Gen 7. So he doesn't learn Volt Tackle at all. Egg moves. Move Tutor moves. Pikachu can be taught these attack in Sun and Moon from the Move Tutor. So I don't think that we'll be able to give Pikachu Volt Tackle though. I mean, potentially we could teach him Thunder Punch. I think, right? Doesn't show that we can, but we probably could teach him Thunder Punch. He doesn't learn Thunder Punch already, right? Yeah. Um, since he is he's I guess since he's a physical attacker, actually not Raven. Pikachu is actually he's like more of a special attacker, I would think, right? Can't really know. I don't really know for sure. I do know. So what was the light ball again? A light ball increases special attack. Oh, okay. So his special attack is already gonna be higher. I believe since he's naughty, it's only okay. So his special attack and his attack is gonna be higher with the light ball and then with his ability, his nature. So it's just a special defense, honestly. So primarily like any special attacking earth type moves like earth power or something like that. I believe earth power is special. I could be completely wrong, but you get what I mean, right? Like mud shot or something like that. That's I'm pretty sure is special. Um but we're not gonna have Pikachu go against ground Pokemon like that, so I don't think it really matters. He will take more hit from like a flamethrower, uh water gun, well, maybe not water gun, but like let's say like he'll take more damage from a flamethrower than a fire punch. But I think I think it's fine. His defense is fairly low. His defense is matching his special defense, but he's pretty quick right now, and his special attack and attack are pretty decent. So it doesn't really matter what moves we teach him. And I'm also not going to evolve him just because if we do evolve him into a Raichu, he does not have a Pikachu hat, or he doesn't have a hat on Raichu. So that's not something that we could do. I probably could have just added it, honestly. Like, have Raichu, but then edit the sprite and have the hat on it. I could do it. I could have done that, but I'm not going to. We're already in the game. Let's progress through. I think we can train Pikachu here. Okay, so we got Pikachu level 9, Squirtle level 9, and Pidove level 9. We are going to go Route 22 and fight our rival. So we're just gonna start off with Pikachu. So let's go back to the Hex. And let's go do this. Click on trainers. The rival's name in this is Terry, but okay, so our rival will have 2 Pokemon. They are both level 9. He has a level 9 Eevee and a level 9 Squirtle. No, he will not have a level 9 Squirtle, actually. Since I have Bulbasaur, he'll have a Squirtle, he'll have Bulbasaur. So he'll have a level 9 Bulbasaur and a level 9 Eevee. So, let's just go into the battle real quick before we talk more about it. Hey VazQ, you're off to the Pokemon League? Forget about it! You probably don't have any badges, do you? The guard won't let you through without them. By the way, did your Pokemon get any stronger? Hey, so, we got level 9 Eevee. He knows Tackle, Tail Whip, Sand Attack, and Dull Eyes. And then Bulbasaur knows Tackle, Growl, Leech Seed, and Vine Whip. So, at least the starter is a little bit harder than before because usually he doesn't have Leech Seed. He'll only have, I think, Vine Whip. But since he is supposed to learn Leech Seed, I made sure that he has it. Okay, I forgot what Play Nice did. I'm just gonna go over it. Target loses its will to fight. This lowers its attack. Okay. I don't think it matters too much. We're just gonna go for the Thunder Shock, and we do outspeed him. About half HP. We could probably Thunder Shock again. Maybe Paralyze. We'll end. I mean, we're faster anyways. See, like he's going for a Tail Whip. He doesn't realize he's low. He might actually end up switching out to Bulbasaur to resist the Thunder. Just in case he does switch, I'm gonna switch to Pidove, which also then resets Pikachu's defense lowering. But yeah, he did end up withdrawing. Either he switches out now or he tries to just set up a Leech Seed. The only thing he could do is either tackle Leech Seed. I don't think he'll go for a Growl, but he definitely could. So yeah, he is going for the Leech Seed for the setup. Now he's only going to be using Growl and Tackle, and he will only use Vine Whip if it's able to kill me, which I don't think it can. If he ends up using Vine Whip anyways, I don't know. He's not very smart. The AI is not smart. But we're gonna keep going for Gus since he's not lowering our attack or anything. Even if he uses Growl, it's not gonna do anything. He knows it's not gonna do anything because I'm hitting him with Gust, which is a special attack. So let me actually just make sure that it's special, because I swear I made a mistake on my normal run saying, "Oh, this move is physical and or this move is special," and it was a physical move. But Growl or Gust is indeed special. Just to make sure, he's blowing wind at you, so there's no shot that it's a physical move. But I did make that mistake in my normal run. But since he's not going to use Growl though, because like I said, he knows we have Gust and we're hitting him with Gust, so Growl basically does nothing. He can only hit me with Tackle, and he will start hitting me with Vine Whip as soon as Vine Whip is enough to kill, if it ends up doing more damage to Tackle. But since I have type advantage, his strongest move most likely is going to just be Tackle. So I think he will just end up spamming Tackle until he gets close enough to kill. Even with a critical hit and with the healing, doesn't matter. We still outspeed him and we can kill him. If he switches out to Eevee, Eevee will still die. But he doesn't switch out. He knows that. So there's really like nothing he could do. So now we got up to level 10. And now he's gonna switch out to Eevee. We're gonna say yes. And we're gonna switch back into Pikachu. Since he can't do anything. He can only go for Tackle, or he can try to go for Sand Attack, but because he's low HP, he wants to try and at least make me miss, or he's just gonna try and lower attack me. But either way, I outspeed and I kill him, so it doesn't matter what he decided to do. So there's the rival battle. That rival battle could have been difficult, but we played it perfectly, so it didn't matter. And even if I kept Pikachu on rotation and didn't switch him out, I still believe that we would still have won anyways. But he would have gone more for like Vine Whip and stuff, even though Vine Whip probably would have done less damage than Tackle. But even if he hit me with Tackle, he would have gotten paralyzed. So no matter what, I would always outspeed him. Yeah, since I already didn't read the first stuff he was saying here, I decided to just not read the rest of it, but it's fine. Now we can just go back and heal, and then we can move on to Route 2. Then, like, head towards the forest. Yeah, we will speed through this. I don't know why I'm, like, walking normally. Okay, so, now, there is one thing that we're going to do, or deal with. And we are going to talk about it before we go into it. Team Rocket Grunts are here. But not just any Team Rocket Grunts. We will see more about them as soon as we talk to them. I think it's fine like this. Alright. So they're not saying anything, they're just saying the text, but as you can already see, it's the motto for Team Rocket, and it is Team Rocket, James, and Jesse. For some reason, I don't know why. I think if I had put James on the left, Jesse would talk to me first, but it doesn't really matter the order of which they talk. But they have 3 Pokemon. I just noticed they sent him out in a Great Ball. Okay, so coughing has neutralizing gas. I actually don't know about that ability, so we will look at what it does. So neutralizing gas neutralizes the abilities of all Pokemon in battle. So no longer, so with neutralizing gas, no longer is static going to work, and turret is what I believe is what it is, right? I don't think it really matters too much, but what we're going to do is, before anything, we'll talk about the Pokemon. So level 7 Ekans, level 7 Coughing. Ekans has Wrap, Bite, Acid, and Poison Sting. Most likely they're gonna go for Poison Sting to try and poison you. And Coughing has Smog, Tackle, Poison Gas, and Smokescreen. So most likely they will try and just poison you to beat you. We're gonna go for Coughing and just get him out. So, Pikachu outspeeds him. Almost kills. He actually goes for Bite. I guess he tried to flinch me. And then we beat Coughing. So now it's a 2v1. And then also we get rid of neutralizing gas, and now Ekans lowers our attack, even though we're not going to use any attack moves. So it doesn't matter. Pikachu leveled up, and now he's trying to learn Quick Attack, which we will give him. It's still lowered because of, let's see. It actually has 0. I guess Play Nice never misses. But we'll get rid of Growl. We don't need 2 moves that lower attacking. And Squirtle's remains the same. So now we're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna use Thundershock, and we're gonna use Water Gun. I believe Ekans actually outspeeds my Squirtle, and he could flinch, but he didn't. So we take down Ekans, and now it's going to be another 2v1 against Jesse's final Pokemon, which will be a level 8 Meowth, who has Scratch, Growl, Bite, and Fury Swipes. So Meowth will most likely do either Bite to try and flinch whoever he's faster than, or he goes for Fury Swipes. I believe I outspeed him as Pikachu, so Pikachu does not matter. I would use Thundershock. For Squirtle, Fury Swipes is probably a move that he would use often. Fury Swipes, it's gonna be a little difficult for Squirtle to do. Like, I don't think Squirtle will take too much damage, but we're gonna go for a withdrawal. I'm pretty sure Meowth outspeeds me. Yeah, and he goes for Fury Swipes on Squirtle. We're just gonna do a withdrawal because it raised our defense. We could have just killed him, but it doesn't matter. Honestly, doing the withdrawal doesn't matter because we were just gonna kill him anyways once we attacked him. So from pretty much, I just did a useless move, and I wasted a turn. But it's fine. It's fine. I was basically just showing you like what he would do then, and that's basically what he did. Since he outsped me, he was going to do a move that would have done the most attacks, which was Fury Swipes, and he would have done it against the Pokemon that he was faster than, which was Squirtle. But it doesn't matter. Pikachu is going to finish it off with Thundershock. We probably could have killed him the previous turn with Water Gun, but like I said, it doesn't matter. I was just showing you what he was going to do anyways. If somehow he survived another Thundershock, he would have gone for Fury Swipes anyways. on Squirtle, or at least he probably would have gone for Bite this time to try and flinch me. But it's just too much overthinking, too much planning. Weaver's gonna kill him anyways, but it's fine. And then yeah, you talk to them, and they're blasting off again, but they're still there. They stay there the entire game. They don't actually disappear. But yeah, that's Jesse and James that are now in the game, and originally they were not. There was potentially a chance I could have just uploaded some sprites and have Jesse and James be their battle sprite, but I definitely am gonna do that for stuff for like another ROM that I end up